Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's get it.
Yo, this is about to really hurt some people's feelings. So if you a little sensitive, you might as well turn this joint off right now. Okay? How you afraid to drop a dime when you already dropped a dime? Got away from home, but you steady on my line. Talking about shorty, you remember when I grind slow? Did I really blow your mind though? Nah, you got me confused with your other booze. I've been people.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of TK's Chronicles of a Black Sheep. Excuse me, right there. The light wants to go and click off in the middle of that right there. I had to fix that. So, yeah, it's always that little last minute. But thank y'all for tuning in. This episode is a special episode for me. It's an intimate episode for me, where I actually get to have this moment with one of my dear friends that's been over for about 10 years now.
Oh yeah, but
It was
maybe a
before
little.
it was before I had Santi.
Yeah, look
So
way before Santi.
it was after I moved back from Dallas when
Yeah,
we met. So that was like it was like 2009 when we met. During
Ooh,
the
don't
little
be aging me. Don't be aging me.
well, it's
Don't be
been yeah. So it's been
don't don't
about 12
don't be,
years.
don't be putting my business out there. I'm still 25.
So yeah, it has been some time, and I think I think we'd have been through the ups and the downs definitely in those
Oh,
years.
some life changes.
Some definite life changes. Oh man,
Yes.
crazy, but hey, we still here. We still fighting a good
Mm,
fight. What more can I say? We here, so
yeah.
we taking it one day at a time, which is really all we can do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, if y'all haven't noticed, my guest today is Francine. I throw the last name Sanchez because we be looking like, the hell, she ain't Mexican. Where did that come from? So,
That's another story. That's another story.
yeah, a whole nother story. That was in them time changes right there for real. Them
Oh,
changes in
whew. Yeah.
life.
Them
So,
seasons.
yes, definitely. So, anybody know right now, if you've been following TK's Chronicles of a Black Sheep, that we like to have those tough conversations. We also like to bring awareness to different things that people may not know about. So September also highlights the Chiari Malformation disease.
Chiari.
There you go. But see, when I looked at it on Google, the name, that's the name of the game. And I was like, oh, that sounds like name, middle name. So when I looked at it, I was like, okay. I was like, because I was like, let me make sure. So when I Googled and asked for them to say the name, I was like, okay, there.
Chiari.
See, that actually, that's the funny thing. If you look at Nay, it's pronounced actually just like Nay's middle name, but it's spelled different,
Yeah.
which is great. Wow.
Trust me, I didn't know how to say it when I first got diagnosed. I was like, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when you first got diagnosed and you were telling me about it. And I was like, what in the hell is
What?
that?
What the what?
Yes, I was like, what in the who and the what and
The
what?
how? Yes.
Yes, but it's and when you go to read on it, the craziest thing is you will find out it's a little more common than what we thought. Even though
Right.
we had never heard of it, it's
Mm-hmm.
more common than what we thought. And even doing more research on it since we've talked about it since the last time you've told me, damn, it's three different types. Like,
Yes.
the hell? Like,
Hmm.
so what type are you?
I am type 1, which is usually the most common type.
Mhm.
Um, and it's funny because it often goes misdiagnosed
Mm-hmm.
or undiagnosed
Yeah.
because it is something that you are born with.
Yes.
And I was like, huh? So you mean to tell me all these issues I've
Oh,
been having all these years? And so after I got diagnosed, you sit back and you start saying, oh, okay. Like you said with Santi, it all fit.
it's
The
all the
puzzle,
puzzles
the
coming
puzzle
together.
pieces fit together.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So even now, like still, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it,
It's
it,
like
it makes
all the
sense.
dots connect. Everything
Right.
makes a whole nother level of sense.
So the dots are connecting, but trying to get my doctors to connect those dots. That's
Yeah.
my struggle.
Yeah.
And that's a
So,
whole nother.
because I know when we talked, um, one of your biggest things was trying to find a doctor here. Yep. That exhale, though.
So you can find it's hard to find a neurologist, but finding a neurologist that specializes in Chiari is a whole different struggle.
Mm,
It's a whole different struggle. So let me go back to how I was diagnosed.
I was gonna go
So,
there. Like, what
seven,
symptoms were you having?
so I've been under the care of, I've had headaches. I can remember back as young as 7 years old having really bad headaches, like taking a lot of Tylenol, having real bad headaches. I can remember back as young as 7 years old. But for the last, I was under the care of a neurologist for about 5 years.
Okay.
And I had really bad insurance, and he was trying to get me to go get an MRI, and I just couldn't afford the deductible to get the MRI because my copay was the deductible was very high. So finally, I got the MRI. He told me that I had like arthritis, something in my neck, and that was it. And they always go back to you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. Okay, he put me on. I was on all these. I had some migraine medication. I had emergency migraine medication. If that didn't work, I was to go to the emergency room because my migraines were really out of control at the time. What I believed to be migraines at the time. And I was under the care of this neurologist for 5 years. So, post that, September 1st, 2000, it was 3 years ago, I went to the emergency room because I had a headache for like a month, a migraine, and it just kept getting worse. And it was the migraine out of this world. Like if I go to the emergency room, I'm almost dead. Like,
Yeah,
because I hate
for
going to
you.
the doctor.
Yeah, for
For
you.
me,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I was working at the Knicks at the time. I go to the emergency room, like I'm in there, like just sever my head at this point because I can't. I'm in there. I'm telling them just lay down. I'm lay down. They come in. I'm like turn the fucking light off because I just can't at this point. So
Mhm.
they send me up for CT scan. The emergency room doctor, Netta Nix, was not known for its care. Okay, he goes, "You don't have a headache. Have you ever heard of Chiari malformation?" And I go, "What the fuck is that?"
And I can hear you saying it too. That's how bad it is. I can hear you
Now,
saying
at this time, at the same time, I'm in the emergency room. My grandmother is in the emergency room at
Mhm.
SAMC. So
Yeah.
my concern was hurrying up and getting out the emergency room as bad as I was feeling because I needed to get the SAMC to my grandmother.
Yeah.
Because every time she went to the hospital, I went to the hospital with her. As bad as I was feeling. This whole you don't take care of yourself, you worried about others, right?
Yep. And we got that bad.
Oh, I had it. I was the worst with my grandmother.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck is that? So they give me some information on it. They gave me a muscle relaxer and whatever, and it helped a little bit. And I was just like, this is probably one of my lowest points at this time.
Yeah.
And I come home, I couldn't make it, I couldn't even make it to the hospital. If I can't make it to the hospital when my grandmother's at the hospital, that's it. I'm down.
Yeah.
So I come home, I can't do research. I tell my dad picks me up, I tell everybody what's going on. My niece, who's just like, she's having a fit. It's the day before her birthday. Her mom had passed. Oh my God, she's flying into a fit. Everybody dying on me. I'm like, girl, I ain't dying. Like, from what I can understand, my brain falling out the back of my head. I asked them to flip me upside down, put it back in, because if anybody know me, what I'm gonna do is I'm always gonna crack a joke.
Yes. Always.
I'm
Always.
gonna, I'm gonna always tell a joke. I said, well,
Yes.
if it's falling out, flip me upside down, put it back in, right? So don't
Oh,
that seem like an easy solution
it do, but in a perfect world,
in a
it
perfect
would
world?
be
But
that easy.
okay, obviously it don't work like that.
No. No.
Okay,
Even the world.
okay. So then they referred me to this neurologist that was like the neurologist from hell, and it was just a series of bad doctors from there, and the medical side of it has been an absolute nightmare. And then I had to like really get educated on, okay, what is this I have? What does it affect? And really start putting those pieces together.
Yes.
And I was like, so I'm 3 years in now, and I feel like I'm just now getting my feet up under me and really understanding every everything, not even really everything, and really being able to have a voice, going to the doctors and saying, no, no, I don't, this is probably related to this. And this is probably this. Because I was diagnosed with sleep apnea 20 years ago. Chiari causes sleep apnea.
So them pieces
The pieces.
is coming together. Yeah, the
And
pieces.
their only advice is lose weight.
Now,
I'm like, okay,
that
that'll
seems to be
reduce
the
the
key.
pressure in my brain, but that ain't gonna put my brain back in my head.
Yeah.
I got a question. What? I guess
You want to know what is Chiari?
no. I'm trying to put it together. Like you ain't got no fat in your head, so how the fuck losing weight gonna help?
So if you are when you gain weight, your brain gets bigger.
So you get smarter when you gain weight. Then I should be a
No,
goddamn genius.
not not the information, the brain, the
Oh,
physical brain, not the
okay.
because that's what my niece told me. She said it ain't nothing wrong with you. You just know too much stuff.
Yeah. You are my information person with stuff. So you are my go-to.
They said you just got too much stuff in your head,
Yeah.
and that's what's wrong with you. But it is said that if you lose weight, it reduces the size of your brain. I don't know how true that is. Then I had a really bad appointment with a neurosurgeon because they sent me to a neurosurgeon. there. Okay, so there's no cure for Chiari malformation.
Correct.
There is a surgery you can get
I did see that.
to where, and it's not 100% effective. Some people get it multiple times throughout their life. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So there's a surgery you can get to where they go in and they kind of put a Dura patch in, and they kind of, it's like I call it a sling.
Okay.
They chip away a piece of the skull and they put a sling in to kind of hold the
Yeah,
brain
like
up.
a book bag.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, so you're gonna make the hole bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, so they chip away. So the base of the skull is too big, which causes a part of the brain to slip down out of the base of the skull. So they go in and they chip away more of the skull and put a sling in to hold it up. It works for some people, for some people it doesn't work, and sometimes they have to get it done more. Well, because of my size, I was told that I wasn't a candidate for the surgery. And I'm like, I don't even know if I want to have surgery. I don't even know why they sent me to you. I just want y'all to control the headaches. That's all I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Some relief.
She said, well, I'm a surgeon. I said, well, hell, I don't know why they sent me to you. I don't. And she had like a real nasty attitude. And one thing about me is it didn't work. And so she had a nasty attitude. And she said, well, I'm a surgeon. I said, I don't know why they sent me to you. You are the doctor they sent me to. I told them these are my problems and this is why they sent me to you. She said, well, I'm a surgeon. I said, okay, well, this is what's going to happen. Somebody going to send me somewhere to help me with with this pain that I'm having. Because
Yeah.
I'm on no pain management,
Yeah.
which is fine. I don't want pain management. I want y'all to figure out the source of the pain.
Yeah.
Fix the problem.
Yeah.
So, and she went on and I went off.
And I can see you going off.
But she said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to the neurologist I see for my headaches. And I'm telling you, I don't like to use angry black woman, but she get results.
Um.
I was about to say shit. You pissed her off so much. She said, "I'm gonna send you to who I go to." That's crazy.
And that is the neurologist I see today. She is excellent.
Awesome.
She has been the one that has gotten me the most results thus far.
Awesome. Awesome.
I mean, I went off on that lady.
Oh, I know you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like if you know, friend, she go off and she have styles of going off.
It's like I I try to be calm. It's like I didn't come in here for this. I came in here for treatment.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And
don't
it's
waste my
really bad because I work for the hospital system.
time. Yeah.
And it's like I don't expect a higher level of care. But what I always tell them is if I'm an employee and I have my level of education, if I can explain what I'm explaining at this level, think about the people that are low education that come in here that can't advocate for themselves.
That part. Yeah. Very much. Yeah. And when you don't know, it's hard to explain.
Exactly, especially something as complicated as this.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I'm like, y'all asking me all these questions and talking about keeping a log. I said, I'm trying to remember if I ate breakfast or not. I'm not gonna remember to do that. Stop giving me all these logs. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I took my medication this morning. I don't know. I'm not gonna remember to do that. Don't ask me to do another log.
Yeah,
My head hurt every day,
yeah,
everywhere. I hurt everywhere, every day.
yeah. So
Yeah, I
has your
hurt.
pain been more managed now than what it was before?
Yes and no. It's different.
Mm.
So my head pain is a different type of pain because at first it was just like a throbbing headache. Like, I mean, it was a throbbing headache. So they've reduced the pressure in my brain, very successfully reduced the pressure in my brain. But I still have a aching pain every day. So when people they come in and say, "Oh, I'm in pain," I laugh at them. I'm like, "Shit, I'm in pain too."
Damn.
So it's
So
like a go ahead.
I said, so is that from like the reduction? Is it reduction of the size of your brain that relieved the pain, or how did that change?
So I'm on a diuretic. I take 1,500 milligrams of a type of diuretic that reduces the pressure in my brain. I'm on two different type of headache medications. I maxed out. I can't take anymore because one, if they gave me any more, it would cause seizures. And so that reduces the pressure. They tried to give me an injection that made my face tingle and it made me itch for like 4 months.
The hell?
Immediately, I started itching.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
then I got mad because they wanted to refer me to a dermatologist. I said, what is a dermatologist going to do? Because I'm having a reaction to a medication.
Yeah, like, I mean,
You
Because
itch?
my body reacts to stuff in ways that they've never seen.
damn.
It's a new migraine medication they were trying me on.
Okay. And that was already a no go.
And so
Is that you
it
say
gave me
new?
diarrhea. It's new. So
When
it
you
gave
say
me
new, is it new to
diarrhea.
you or is it new in general?
It's new on the market.
Oh hell no, nope, mm-mm.
So it
Nah,
gave me diarrhea and it made me itch for four
you
months.
yeah, you was a goddamn guinea pig. Not the kid.
So,
I'm
but
telling
when
you,
you,
give me that
it,
old school spirit. Shit.
there are none that like I'm on. I've tried them all.
Hmm. See, yeah, and I've been there. I think even with me having glaucoma, I think I've had everything. I've even had the allergic reaction to pretty much 95% of everything medicine that they had. So I know that feeling when you've tried everything and it's like nothing is like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit over here and and wait.
So the one thing they want me to do is do gastric sleeve. So I was like, okay, I can lose some pounds. So I'm pre-op. I did everything I needed to do for gastric sleeve. I'm like, I
Okay.
can lose some pounds. So I got to deal with my crazy woman behind it because she like, you gonna lose all everything that I like, but she'll be all right.
They'll be out here talking shit and get in trouble later.
She ain't gonna watch me. It ain't nothing we ain't talked about. Um, She gonna be all right. But then COVID happened.
Mm,
And so the problem, and here's the thing, it's not insurance. I work for university. We have great insurance.
yeah.
It'll cost me like out of pocket $300 to get it done. If
Oh,
I, depending on how many days I got to stay in the hospital, we stay in the hospital. We only pay $100 a day to stay in the hospital.
okay.
It's not about the insurance. I really do have good insurance. Um, COVID happened. They keep canceling elective surgeries.
Damn. So it's like now that you have what could possibly be some sort of solution to help you, we're now in this damn pandemic, and if it ain't something, I guess you could say what they would feel is life threatening, it's just getting pushed back.
But
And
here's the thing: is that I go back and forth. Like, is that, and they're like, "Well, you're not a good candidate for surgery unless you lose weight." First of all, I don't want this surgery
mm,
for the whatever it's called, Dura patch or whatever. I don't want it. Even if I did lose weight, I don't want that surgery.
yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
Yes, sir.
So help me understand this. To get the weight loss surgery, you have to lose weight.
Right.
Yeah, they do that.
No, no. Oh, for the weight loss surgery, you
So
have for the. It depends on which surgery you're getting. I can get the gastric sleeve today.
okay, okay, maybe that's okay.
No, that's not the surgery that I had to lose weight for. It was for the Dura patch for the Chiari.
Okay,
I
okay,
had to
okay.
lose weight
Now,
for
now
that.
I'm tracking. I was like, what? They told you to lose weight to get the weight
But
loss surgery? That's
technically,
all.
honestly, you that happened to my dad. He had
But
to
Right.
lose weight.
That's what I said. It
Yeah,
depends on which surgery.
yeah,
And they want you to lose weight for the depending on the type of weight loss surgery you're having and depending on how big you are, because
yes,
you are a risk going under surgery at a certain size.
yep,
mm,
yes, sir.
Your heart is at risk.
Yeah,
Your organs are at risk going under anesthesia at a certain size.
yeah,
mm, that's new.
It's too
Okay,
much stress on your organs to be put to sleep.
yeah.
And then they want to prove that you're gonna maintain the diet
Which is crazy because it's like if I
because
could
it's
do
a
that,
lifestyle
I
change.
probably would be here and did it in the first damn place. But yeah, okay, it's, it's a little bit, of, is what
Because
it is.
their diet has to change
Yeah, definitely.
because you can't eat certain foods.
Yeah.
You can't do you have diet even though you have weight loss surgery, you have dietary restrictions. Like you can't drink anything carbonated.
Yeah.
Go ahead and try it. Them bubbles gonna fizz up and you're gonna be real miserable. People try it.
Mm, yeah. It's a lot of it's a lot of issues that goes into that as well. So we might
Yeah.
actually need to have a topic on that because
Yeah, there's a
that
lot of dietary restrictions after weight loss surgery
yeah, I
that
remember
people
that with
don't
my
talk
dad.
about. Hair
Yeah,
loss
yeah. It is.
because of the nutrients that you're not getting that your body can absorb, so you have to take
Yep.
vitamins.
Yep, for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
Yeah. I went through that with my dad when he had his surgery and just the dumping and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
eat a whole bunch of sugar if you want to
you're gonna be
on the toilet.
yep
Hmm.
twitching and yeah, literally shitting. Yeah, it's a,
You can't.
it's
There
tough.
are dietary. Your body can't process it
And you can only eat this much food.
because you don't have the stomach
Yeah, you
anymore
don't have the
to
stomach
absorb
for it.
it.
Yeah, and yeah,
I mean,
so
you're gonna be fine.
yeah, but and
But
even still,
and they don't talk about. because a lot of your a lot of your neurotransmitters are in your stomach.
Yeah.
So that is why when people have the weight loss surgery, they're more prone to depression and substance
Mhm.
abuse. But they don't talk about that.
No, they don't.
Nah.
They
I
don't. Because
I've been
even
knowing that for years though.
even with that sleeve, you have to be very careful because food can get stuck in that sleeve,
Yeah,
and they don't tell you that either. Like a friend of my dad's, when he tried to eat something and he didn't chew that good, and that got stuck off in there, and he had to throw it up. Like he started having a panic attack because it was stuck, and he was like he couldn't breathe, so he
yeah,
started
and
waking up like
but they do tell you that you have to take small bites and you have to chew your food.
you gotta chew. I mean, yeah, you chewing for a good minute. You gotta chew to make
They
sure.
tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's
Mm.
it's a whole thing. If you like,
That's why
if
you
you
have to
don't,
go to those classes. You have to do a whole
yes,
passport of stuff before you
before
can
you,
even get approved to go to
yeah,
surgery.
you have to do psychiatric eval and everything. You go through
You
quite a
have to
bit
get
before
approval
you
from
go.
your primary care doctor. You have to go to cardiology. You have to get women have to have a pap smear. You have to have an endoscopy done. You have to have support classes. You have to see a nutritionist. Like it ain't you don't wake up and say, "Oh, I just want to go get the gastric sleeve done." No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it is a lot. You are putting in a lot of work to do that. And like she said, she's wanting to have you want to have the surgery for the weight loss. You're cool with that, but you don't want to do the surgery to have the surgery. You know,
Right.
already.
And my it's not mine is not specifically for weight loss. Mine is because I just want my head to stop hurting.
Yeah,
Like it gets exhausting to be in pain all the time.
yeah,
Like it's exhausting. It's like really
yeah. So how much stuff has this caused you from being able to do because you are in pain so much?
um I push myself. Um I push myself more than I should, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
so
you
I
do.
I'm on this thing to where I started like taking up hiking. So now I want to go hiking all the time. So I went up to Enchanted Rock a couple of weeks ago. So now I want to go hiking. Like I'm gonna buy a pass to the Park Service, and I want to do this outdoors things now. So, oh, child, you know, and I stay traveling.
Yeah, you
So
you always gone.
I always gone. I've been on 4 vacations this year.
Yeah, doing
Yeah,
COVID. Yes.
girl, COVID who? I work in the jail. I'm exposed to COVID every day.
Yeah.
I'd rather be exposed to COVID on the beach than to be exposed to COVID, in the jail.
Yeah.
Um,
Very true.
so physically, I've slowed down a lot. Um, but my main issue is working out.
Mm.
So that I used to love to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I loved going to the gym. I ain't never lose no weight. But it gave me a routine. It gave me something to do. It gave me a little structure. But it was like I can't lift. I can't run. You can't jump. You can't blink too hard. Like
Yeah. It's like, God dang,
so,
I can't do nothing.
I know, right? So I had my gym membership for like 2 years, and I was paying for it and didn't go. I finally canceled it. So
Yeah.
it was like I had all of these restrictions that I couldn't do, and I was like, I didn't know how to adjust to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what to do. Like they telling me I need to lose weight. I did, what is that? The keto diet, and it, I ain't lose no weight.
You didn't lose weight on keto?
No, I didn't lose no weight on keto. And I did strict keto. Strict keto, girl. I got so much keto stuff in here.
Man, keto was the business. I keep trying to get my life right and get back started on
I
keto.
ain't lose no weight on keto.
Keto worked for me.
It kept me consistent. It kept me at a consistent weight, but I didn't lose weight.
Hmm.
Um, Now I did find out that I have a cyst on my pituitary gland. But then they keep telling me, oh, that don't mean nothing. Adios, meals.
Oh Jesus. Lord.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they can't. I have to go for these regular MRIs, and they keep finding stuff in them. But then they tell me it don't mean nothing. I'm like, okay.
So how often are you having to do MRIs?
Every 6 months to a year,
Wow.
which is a monster for somebody that is claustrophobic,
Ooh.
and they don't give you nothing.
What? Oh no, dog. They tripping.
No, it's okay. I drug myself. 50 milligrams of Benadryl, 500 milligrams of Tylenol.
That's your remedy for the, cause baby, I,
I got a high tolerance. I go to work after that.
I'm just mad they ain't giving you nothing. Cause ooh, when
And they
I
would probably just give me something that wouldn't even put me to sleep.
I had to have medication for mine. I need to been relaxed, like damn near like yeah. Ooh Lord.
And I have to have like hour long MRIs because they have to do so many images.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to do my head, my neck, and my back. And then they have to do one with contrast, without contrast. And then they have to check for spinal fluid leaks and all of that. So I get MRIs all the time.
So I noticed that when I was like I said doing the research and trying to get my mind right on this stuff, and I was seeing um, that that's actually one of the things that's common. Definitely is the leakage.
Yes, it is suspected that I might have a spinal fluid leak. I have to. I go to the neurologist on Monday, so they probably gonna order an MRI again. It just things just become so common that you're like, oh, I gotta go get another MRI. That's why I go to work because I'll pay for them.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. Um. Mm, yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Durian.
so what I'm gathering and like from the research and everything, do you think that because it's something that you're born with that it contributed to a lot of the other I don't want to say issues, but a lot of other health problems?
Absolutely, it did.
Because I like everybody. Well, I hope everybody know that the brain is like the main control center for the rest of your body. So when it's out of whack, that it affects everything else. And so as we sit here
Right,
talking about it, literally your brain is falling out your ass. So
literally,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what made me think of like, is that what's causing a lot of other issues?
right.
And I'm
And I
curious.
have and I have a cyst on my master gland.
Yeah, and then I'm curious, and I wonder, is that's almost like the chicken or the egg? Which one came first? You see
The
what I'm saying?
brain thing came first.
Are you sure, or is that
They probably came at the same time because I was born with both of them.
yeah? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
because your brain
Well,
out of
my
whack?
mama was drunk, so I mean,
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
She
that's why you got high.
does.
I
That's why
know.
you got a high
I
top.
don't know. I don't think that's what caused it, but I but I don't know which came for. It depends on which part of the brain develops first.
That's no, I'm not getting. We're not gonna go there with you. I'm just like
I mean,
showing.
if you really want to boil down to it, is which part of the brain develops first?
Yeah, true. But
Mhm.
it's just like just a sequence of events. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you look off into what it all affects, like right now, one of my main issues, because it affects my job, what it affects me probably the most is I have plantar fasciitis in my left foot.
Mm-hmm.
That is killing me. But it's the plantar fasciitis on top of the paresthesis. So paresthesis is like neuropathy.
Yeah. Oof.
So the paresthesis is a side effect of one of the medications that I'm taking to reduce the swelling in my brain.
You know that
So
that part when they be showing the medications.
and the side
Take such
effects,
and such. You
girl,
will
that's
have
me.
ass leakage. You will have your left arm will feel like it's detaching from your body. You will have, and
Yeah,
you be thinking about that, and you be like,
one eye will be bigger than the other. You like what? Is
yeah,
it worth
yeah,
it?
yeah,
yeah,
and
right,
you do be wondering because you be like,
right,
okay, you got all these side effects. Shit, do I
right,
want to take
right,
this? Who want ass
right,
leakage? Like,
Yep. Then you gotta take a drug for that. You gotta take a
yeah,
drug.
right.
another medication on
And
top of
that's
that.
correct, correct, correct.
Mm,
So the paresthesis is a side effect because I'm on such a high dosage of the medication to reduce the swelling in my brain. And it's like, okay. So I walk a lot at work because I'm in and out of up and down all over the jail.
yeah,
And it's like my feet go numb.
yeah, yeah.
But it's like
So,
a painful numbing.
mm,
Yes,
so
ugly.
do you tend to have any difficult with swallowing?
Yes, sometimes.
See, that would mess me up. That right there alone would like that would- that that would mess me up already. Now I'm seeing why your ass is sleeping in that damn chair.
Oh no, this chair just comfortable. This don't have nothing to do with it. I don't like my bed no more. I'm finna get rid of my bed and buy a new bed. I'm tired of climbing in and out that bed.
Ain't nobody told you to get a 6 foot bed and you only 2 foot.
Hello.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello.
That's true. Yeah, it was a good idea at the time.
Yeah, you need a ladder to get in your bed.
Okay. I mean, that was 7 years ago. I've outgrown it. I've been in this house 7 years already, almost eight.
Wow, time is
I
really
know.
flying.
That
Time
went by
is
fast.
flying. Like, oh man, time is flying. It's the craziest thing. Yeah, time is
Yeah,
flying.
so it's time to get another bed, and then I might start sleeping in it.
You got used to sleeping in that chair, and then like you said, with you
Bruh.
having sleep apnea already, most people sleep in chairs versus in their beds because they said it they can shit they just sleep better. And then if you come by that, and most people have acid reflux, a lot of people do
I
sleep
got
in
that
chairs.
too.
So when they sometimes acid reflux is one
But
of
my acid reflux is not bad.
them. Okay.
I just buy my Nexium over the counter. Um, but I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
those little puzzle pieces,
And
the
puzzle
little
pieces.
building blocks. I feel
Yeah.
like Build a Bear.
Because it do feel like that though when
It
you're
do.
just discovering stuff and you be like, oh,
Oh, that makes
it like that
sense.
light bulb be like, ding, and you be like, oh, that was
When I, because I was diagnosed with sleep apnea like 20 years ago. And I had the corrective surgery for sleep apnea
Okay.
20 years ago. It didn't work, obviously. Because now I'm on
And
CPAP.
most people I know had that surgery. It did not work.
It's not effective at all.
Yeah.
And now they're recalling all these dang on CPAP machines. So me and Sleep Clinic
The
gonna have to
damn.
have a whole
Yep. The mask.
we gonna have a whole conversation when I go to Sleep Clinic.
Yeah.
Whenever I go back, because yeah,
So, but
that's gonna be
before,
a fun appointment. Because they forced me to get on the CPAP machine,
uh,
and I'm like, this thing ain't doing no good. But if y'all want me to get on the machine, I get on the machine. Whatever. I don't feel no better. I don't feel
you don't feel at least rested a little bit
no,
when you're getting some.
no, no,
Ooh,
no. I wake up just as tired as I did when I went to sleep.
dang. But then, I
No.
mean, I can see that though. If you're always in pain, your body is not relaxing to a point to let you get that sleep because you're in constant pain.
Well,
So,
first of all, I have insomnia really bad.
yeah, I know.
Like, you don't know how bad it is. So, in order for me to go to sleep, I was taking 50 milligrams of Benadryl and 40 milligrams of melatonin.
Friend,
I know. And I would get like 6 hours of sleep. I know. I was like, just give me a horse tranquilizer at this
for
point.
real at this point.
Just
Oh my
knock me out. Something.
God.
Because
Oh, because I was gonna ask you, were you doing you with your mask? Because I know even with the recall, were you consistently wearing your
I just took it off.
consistence?
Yeah. I
Mm,
just took it off. I just
see,
took it off. I am. Now I don't take it with me on vacation.
mm. Well, I'm glad you consistent because I know some people that are just not
I
consistent.
actually took it with me to Vegas, and it was the hardest thing to find distilled water to put in that thing.
Oh yeah, because you got to have the right water.
And
Yeah,
I was like, look, this too much.
yeah, you
This
got
too much.
you have
I
to.
said I'm gonna go. I found liquor before I found distilled water.
Yeah.
Hey, just go ask for it. You gotta ask for it at the bar. That's how you gotta do it. They got it at the bar.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean,
Mm,
I went to the bar, but
that's what I heard, but no.
at the bar, I didn't think to ask for
Yeah, you ain't
distilled
think. Yeah, I
water.
know.
I asked
You was drinking
for
other stuff.
rum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right.
The concierge didn't tell me to ask for it at the bar.
It's
He
yeah,
sent
it's
me
crazy.
he
Like the
sent me to
more
Walgreens.
we sitting here talking about it, and it's like, yeah, everything lines up. Like
Yeah.
it's almost trying to figure out what came first, what started the chain reaction.
Yeah, and that's the crazy. I think that's just like the crazy part with a lot of the diagnosis is like you've gone all this time untreated, like didn't know,
Right.
that's one of them things. Like, okay, you've been having these headaches since you were 7, and you're what, in your 40s, and you're just now kind
20.
of,
I'm 25.
yeah, damn, you old.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus
Oh,
Lord. So the thing is like, it's like you were born with this. You're just now discovering this now that you hit, once you hit came over that 40 threshold. But all this time you were undiagnosed. Like,
and here's the funny thing. I dropped out of high school and I was trying to get into Job Corps. I was denied from going to Job Corps because they said I was a health risk for migraines.
wow. I didn't even know that they had. restrictions for job. Oh, okay, you didn't mess me up with that.
So wait,
Now you, now you
so
know.
so then they had a clue back then.
I was always diagnosed with migraines.
Hmm.
And see,
That was
that
the
goes.
diagnosis. They didn't do remember for so I grew up in poverty. We didn't have health insurance. We went to the same hospital I worked for now. The clinics where you sit in the clinic for 9 hours to get to the doctor,
Man,
and they didn't have CTs and MRIs and all of that. They didn't do all of that then. It was just you got a bad headache, you have migraines.
yeah, yeah. And that goes back to, I think we've had this conversation before, on the mental health when we talk about being misdiagnosed. Like,
Oh yeah,
I damn, like you
I
know,
saw a neurologist for 5 years before I got diagnosed. I have my CT scans. I have the actual films. You can see it on there. He didn't diagnose me.
I'm gonna need to know his name so I don't ever have to go to him. But
Um,
we don't. Yeah, tell me. Look, tell me.
Hume, Hume.
I don't even like that name. So yeah, no.
5 years I saw this man.
No, like no, no, ma'am.
It's on my CT scan. You can see it. You can see they somewhere in this room. You can see it on the CT scan where he missed it.
Wow.
Him nor the radiologist picked it out.
Well, see, that's the thing that deters us as black people from going to doctors, being misdiagnosed or not taken seriously. Like when we say, "Hey, this is what's going on," blah 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 blah, and they're like,
And
"No."
yes, yes. And here's the thing. I am a black woman with a master's degree that works for the hospital system, and I still don't get quality health care.
Yeah.
The disparities of health care, specifically among black women, is terrible.
And that's a whole nother topic itself. Real talk. Um.
So after I got diagnosed, the first the second neurologist I saw, he said if it's really bad, really bad, go to the emergency room. So I was at work one day and I coughed so hard. So I have one of the problems I have is coughing, sneezing, laughing.
mm,
It causes like pounding. I get disoriented. I get dizzy. Like I always have like a ringing and a fogginess in my ears that's constant. But coughing, laughing, sneezing, bending down makes it worse. Okay. I coughed so hard at work, my arms and my legs went numb.
whoa.
It was during allergy season. And
Ooh,
my allergies get really bad. Mountain cedar tries to take me out every year.
yeah.
And I couldn't stop coughing. And so I was very disoriented. My head was pounding. So I left work early. I came home. I couldn't get my head to stop. Back was hurting. My legs were still numb, hurting very bad. So I went to the emergency room. I went in, I explained everything that was hurting to them. They put me down for general back. Later found out they put me down for general back pain. I sat there for 6 hours.
Oh
I
my.
was in worse pain when I got there than after I left and when I got there. I sent an email to our patient relations. So here's a little tip. If you ever go to a hospital and you're having an issue, email patient relations. They don't like that. Patient relations will get back to you.
Okay. Good info.
Let me tell you, I said, I am an employee here, and I'm not asking for better treatment, but I am asking for good treatment.
Yeah.
The next morning at 8:15, my phone was ringing
Wow.
because when they get complaints to patient relations, that directly affects their scores, that affects their Medicare budget, Medicare and Medicaid budget.
Ah. Okay. Told you, you always drop some gems, and you always have some information of something.
So when I have an issue, I contact patient relations directly. And I'm an employee, but in that moment, I'm a patient. I pay my premiums.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think.
it does me no service for me to go to the emergency room because they don't know what to do with me.
Yeah.
I was about to ask that because I was about to ask you, like, just sitting here listening. Do you do you think personally that there's enough information, or not just for the regular person? I'm talking about for the ones who went to school for 1,000 years. There's enough information on it, or is it something so new that they're still trying to figure it out?
It's not new, it's rare. It's
Yeah.
only one in every thousand people that have this disease, this disorder. And it's every thousand people in the world, not in the US.
Yeah.
One in a thousand.
Yeah.
So and that those are the people that are diagnosed. More people may have it. People are
Yeah.
more familiar with spina bifida than they are with Chiari,
Yes.
and they're in the same family.
Yes. And I did read that. Um, I did read, see that, and I was like, wow, because I remember um, that Robert had some issues with spinal bifida as an infant, and I was like, shut up. When I was reading, I was like, damn, okay,
Yeah.
damn. Like I said, I was originally thinking there was just one type, but then when I got to doing the research, I'm like, man,
Hmm.
there's three types, and one is that infant, and the craziest thing is most people don't fully get diagnosed
Right.
until adulthood.
And it can be hereditary.
Mm, yeah, and I was just like, wow, like just I think just discovering how with so many illnesses, diseases, or disorders, how so many are misdiagnosed or not even being diagnosed to years down the line after been suffering or going through it for so long. It's really becoming too common for
It's
that.
because people don't have access to health care.
Yeah, that's a big one too. It is.
That's
That is.
that's a the thing is people don't have access to health care. Had I had quality health care when I was a kid, I would have got diagnosed.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing. So about a year ago, I was going to lunch, took my aunt to lunch for her birthday, and we were talking, catching up. We hadn't caught up in a while, and I was telling her about it. She said, "I got the same thing."
Oh wow.
She said it was so bad she had contemplated suicide. She had she said, I had paid up all my bills, cleaned up my house, combed my girl's hair. and she said she had this doctor who had called her at home and had her come into work, and that doctor was telling her
Right when shit get good, she
I know
uh
it straight froze up for real.
and that's the funniest face too.
Yeah, that it is kind of classic.
And she probably still talking.
I know she's still talking. I guarantee
That's
you.
hilarious. But nah, like doing the research, it sparked all those questions. Like it's almost like the chicken versus the egg. What came first? Because we're always taught that the brain is the command center for the body. So if the
Yeah,
brain is off, then everything else starts to go downhill. So it's
yeah.
it, it's wild to talk about that.
Oh yeah, because when you like you said when you're doing the research and everything on it, and you're seeing how the how the brain is pushing down on the spinal cord, and then you're having the cyst filled pockets of fluid, and a lot of people have leakage with
Yeah,
women. She's just now kind of getting to the point of, so they're suspecting leakage, but a lot of people have that leakage. It's very common, common thing. Like when I was like, what? Okay, so y'all got three different types now. Some start the infancy, infant, just really just updating and reading on it. But when you're having to constantly do MRIs, CT scans, and oof, yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot, and you definitely have to be, a trooper. But like she said, now stuff started to make sense. All the puzzles to a lot of the other issues she was having is now coming together. When you start putting those puzzles together, it's a totally you know, totally different thing. And it gives you kind of that relief that you can exhale some because of now those puzzles is coming together.
but
So,
you know me, I'm always looking at it too. Like, could they still be misdiagnosed in some of that shit too?
mm, great question. Great question. Yeah, great
Yeah,
question.
it just makes me think. It make me think.
Yeah, great question. Um, yeah, great question. Um, yeah, I'm. It got me thinking. Just today is one of those days for me of I don't know. I guess maybe because it kind of touches home with me because of what I've went through with Ashanti. So today is just kind of one of them things with our topics. It's kind of just it's heavy on my heart. Um, yeah, um, it's just it's just crazy. The medical system, what we have access to, the knowledge or the lack of knowledge. Um, on things. So yeah. So for anybody that's watching, um, we are doing two episodes today. Our second episode will be on sickle cell. Um, man, that right there is. I'm gonna have to have my tissue ready. Um, so definitely tune in at our regular time at 8 o'clock. I think Fran is having definitely some internet issues, so she probably won't be back up. So we'll go ahead and close out so that we ourselves can have a break before our next episode. But definitely tune in. We have a mother that will be on, and her story is so relatable to me. Like I understand the storm that she's in 110%, and it's very relatable but very informative. and anything, like definitely, ugh, I want to say go to the doctor and get tested, but with everything, you still should, but you're going to get misdiagnosed. Misdiagnosis is so common with stuff, but um, treated people, and those kids that are untreated become untreated adults. So that issue gets bigger. If we can just start getting some something, some help, some assistance to try to even, curb some things, even with a misdiagnosis. Um, it reminds me of my dad saying, "Snowball beats snowball." Like I hear so much about people just don't want to go to the doctor to get tested or anything because they don't want to know, or because they had a bad experience once they got misdiagnosed, so they don't want it for their kids. But it's like, are you just gonna leave your kid just throwing them out in the world and just leaving them hanging? Like, you're just not gonna get them no help, no like. I digress.
Fear, fear is a strong.
It is.
It's
Oh,
a powerful thing when it comes to folks seeking medical stuff because you don't want to. One, sometimes you don't understand what's really going on. Two, you don't want to hear you got a death sentence. You or your loved one got
yeah,
a death sentence. So it's like,
yeah. Now you're right on that.
yeah,
Definitely, definitely right on that. Yeah,
it's rough. And
yeah.
then three, with and then the history has shown us when it comes to us African Americans that uh, we have been used as guinea pigs to find out a lot of these
Mm. Oof.
things. So that trauma is relayed and pushed down
Yep.
generation after generation. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot we
It
gotta
is.
deal
It is so much with that. Gosh, it's so much. Ooh, it is. It makes it very hard. It makes it very, very hard. Man, it makes it hard. That's
with. Hmm.
really what it comes down to. But definitely, and I know we have our regular 8 o'clockers, but definitely check in. That episode will be um, very interesting. Just talking to her doing sound check blew me. Don't want to give much information because I don't want to go into too much before, but it'll be another good episode. Definitely awareness is needed, but definitely come back and check us out. If by chance you don't check us out at 8 o'clock, our episode next week will be back to the basics of dating. Like that that actually sounds like an endangered species. It's like dating. The fuck is that? Like, what is that? But getting back to those basics, because I can say myself, I didn't following this guy. Like I was dating wrong, like hell, definite. But we lots going on, pandemic, life changes, everything. Like, let's start off on a good foot of dating, and people will talk about the red flags. There's some green flags. Some of us don't get past the red to get to the green a lot of times, but there's so much into that when you're wanting to get back into the basics and try to get back out there. But let's get those tools and that information to learn. So hopefully we can do it the right way. And I mean, if marriage is your goal, or just having a life partner, or shit, just having somebody elbow in the head when you roll over, I mean, let's work on that. Let's get there and work it out. But that I'm excited for that episode as well, and definitely apologies for last week, the last minute cancellation. Had some guests was having issues. One of my co-hosts had to go got called away, so it was like, yeah, we didn't want to do it that way. So definitely forgive us, but we'll make it up to y'all. But definitely tune in at the 8 o'clock. And you have a closing for the moment, or you got it?
Nah, just well, just take care of yourself. Like that's the only thing I can say. Just listening to all the illnesses and stuff, it's like it's almost like you feel like doom and gloom. But just if we learn to take care of ourselves, we probably wouldn't be in these situations. And just be careful. That's it.
Cool business. So we'll see y'all in a couple hours. Thank y'all for rocking with us as always. We out.
Appointed or chosen for this here time. I don't want what you got, I only want what's mine. This right here is for you that crossed the line. All up in the club screaming, dip, she mighty fine. Walking up to me, trying to cop a feel. Whisper in my ear, talking about your $1 million. Nah, that's cap, you got 1 million baby mamas. And Jazzy walked away cause she ain't even about the drama. Don't ever in your life try to put your hands on me. I know